there should have not have been another one there
Yeah.
in between.
That's it? Yes.
And then the wife's PhD, just came out with it.
Chefs. So this is the end of Elizabeth Street, which is the dead end. A little brick house, addition that might have been done, I don't know, in the 90s, off the back. This thing here, this is got wood siding on it. So this project's going to be phased into two pieces, so we're really not here for the kitchen bump out tonight, but if you want to look at it, that's fine with me. All we're really doing is converting this garage into a mudroom laundry room. So we're going to get rid of the garage door here, put a nice door with a copper roofed overhang here, and I have to raise up a small dormer here to fit a door in, so they can get out to that patio.
Do you want to get approval for both?
I don't know, I think I'm going to have to come back for another
They
permit.
expire? They don't expire, do they?
Does ARB expire?
I mean, the building permit expires.
I would just soon get them both, honestly, because I'm here, so if I don't have to come back again, Daisy will remember.
No, I won't. I can't remember yesterday.
So, all right, so if you look at all, they're really two separate projects. So this, we wound up just putting a little shed roof to come off, some windows to make it into the kitchen.
So the second part of it is adding the first floor?
The bumping out the kitchen would be part two, yes. So demo plans. So floor plan wise, this is the current garage, which no car can even fit in there, all their stuff is in there. So we're gonna infill the door, leave all the brick, replace the windows, and this is gonna become mudroom, laundry. Roof line doesn't change at all, except right here, because we want to bring this floor up to the same level as the kitchen, but this is a low outside wall here, so to fit the door, I have to do a little kick up in that roof. Over here, the existing house ends here, so this is what phase two would be, so they can get a reasonable kitchen out of it. We're just putting a couple of windows on this side and a window on that side. Really not much happening on the front. You'll see a minor side view of this little copper roof that'll be up there, which is really this view. The garage door is currently right here. So we're gonna put a solid swinging door with a couple of wooden panels on each side to simulate side lights. And there was no room to get actual side lights, and besides, I don't really want it to look like a front door. This is the little metal roof on top. We're gonna have to patch a window eventually that's there, so there's gonna be enough brick removed from this, where we're putting this door in, to be able to do that later on. There'll be some copper flashing up along the house. This is the shed dormer I gotta put in, so it actually is such a minor thing, it's only coming up like 1.5 feet, and that's it. So this area will get a little bit of new roof to match existing, a French door will be put in, going out to the patio, replace, just that window and the two back windows, front windows, that's it. And the future addition, this is the shed roof here with the windows facing out into the back, and this is, again, facing out onto the patio, so asphalt shingles to match. These two little windows are existing already. So we just fit the roof to make it tight up underneath there.
Sorry, I was late, but the dormer is to get the door to fit?
Yes, yeah, so
Okay.
raising the floor of the garage, so in order to make the door fit, something had to give,
Okay.
so.
These
Yeah.
two are here, these different,
Hmm?
these are here existing?
No, they would be part of phase two.
They're not
They're
gonna-
they're not there right now.
The reason one's so much wider, one's narrower, and one
Well,
shutters and one's
I
bigger.
need, so yes, there is a reason. So there's a sitting area at the end of the room, and they obviously want as much glass there as possible. That would be here. So we have a built-in bench, so there's a double window here, and they want this window as wide as possible. But over here, I gotta get some cabinet space on this wall. So I suggested, let's make this window smaller, so at least I get a small upper here and a small upper there, so they have some kind of storage. That's it. There's a very private patio, there's no view to any neighbors or anything there. So, to, help balance it, there's some various shutters on the house here and there. I really can't fit shutters on that, it would look silly, so I put the shutters on this one.
Yeah, become the shutter guys, you know, it would be better without them.
I could take them
Weird,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because the ones above it don't have shutters.
Yeah, we can take them out, it's not a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
That's it?
That's just a tough situation of back there with having to raise the floor.
Yeah,
trying to
gotta
get
do
the
it,
door in
and they're
there.
gonna have to reflash that brick when they raise that shed dormer in there. That's gonna be the hardest part of the whole
So does
thing.
it step up then? Like, cause it looks like you can fit doors,
You can't fit doors in that wall.
but in the garage door existing opening, you've got,
It's raised up enough to make that work, cause there's no roof over it, so it's only one step up.
Okay.
But that one step messes up the door on the side,
okay.
because this wall comes down low.
Was there a door existing into the garage?
From the kitchen?
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, there was.
you have to step up into it. And there's a door from the garage out to the patio, and it's almost below grade right now.
This one here.
Yep. It's not a good condition.
But so leaving the existing door from the garage to the kitchen, you wouldn't need to do that, right? Or it just doesn't work?
I'm raising up that floor, where that existing
Oh,
door is,
oh,
you just
oh,
pointed
oh,
out,
okay.
that's being elevated a
Oh,
step
okay,
up,
okay.
and that forces me to raise the roof.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
that,
So get
You're
this
stepping
door.
up
You're
down
stepping
here.
up there too,
Oh,
yeah, they're all at
Okay.
the same elevation, but it's like, we only have to fur up the wall like this much, that floor, this much, and it'll all work.
Oh, but the garage door fits there.
Correct.
Cause it's hot, cause the
Correct.
roof is there.
Yep.
Okay.
okay, I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's good.
beautiful, thank you guys. Remember that, right, Daisy?
Oh, are
I'm
you
writing
gonna
it
can you
down.
mark this, Tim?
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem.
And this one as well. Thank you.
Alright, no problem. Have a nice day.
Next one is Westchester Pavers. I believe this is the location where the firehouse was.
Yeah, it's the old Nolan firehouse.
What, they put it there?
What's that?
What's gonna go there?
It's a new place called Westchester Pavers.
Right, that's a masonry contractor.
Can you just throw that to me?
There you go. Yeah,
Thanks.
so,
That was the development of the Hamlet, food and entertainment. Television.
You're the owner?
Yes.
Did you,
This is my first ARB meeting, so I'm gonna say right now, don't know what to do, don't know what to say, don't know what to do with my hands. So just need the butt.
You taking the old fire station?
Yes,
Is there an architect to help you?
yes,
These the drawings?
yes. So as of right now, we're not making any alterations to the building. There's a new parking lot site plan that we're doing. The only thing that's happening to the building is the face of the building that's on the street. We're closing 2 of the old garage doors towards the left, and we're putting windows to replace the doors. And on the second floor, everything else remains the same.
Most of us know, but there are pictures of it, the pictures of the building,
Put it on.
just for
Yeah,
reference.
you have to bring hard copy.
I do,
Yes.
and I do not.
Do you have any on your phone?
Why is it look like two? Oh, this is the- So,
yeah, I don't know.
so which facade are you changing the doors, which one?
It will be this one. I'll show you it right now. So this is currently what the building looks like.
So these double, these two doors are coming in.
And there are no windows on the second floor.
Correct, so we'll be putting those windows in as well.
And that's it? No other facades getting touched?
That's it. There's some condenser units that are on the roof, which I'll be putting PVC fence to cover it up so you can't really look at it. And that's it. We'll be changing the color of the building to a new stucco finish. We're gonna stay in the grays, the gray color scheme.
Are you restuccoing or just repainting?
It's gonna be a re-texturizing, so it's gonna be just re-stuccoing.
On one side or four sides?
All sides, the entire building.
Purchase the building already?
It's been negotiated. We're finishing this to start construction. I'm the leasing tenant to purchase and buy, so I'll be keeping this building.
You're leasing? Who's occupying the building?
I am.
For paving business, for construction materials, or?
Well, no, this is basically an office. The garages we kept because we want to keep our equipment as covered as much as possible. There'll be a couple of trucks parked in the parking lot. This will not be a contractor's yard, this will be a professional building.
So are these existing windows?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
It's not a public showroom, and there's no parking for that, just for you.
What was that?
It's not a public showroom for anything for the public? You didn't need extra parking for that?
At the moment, the second floor will potentially be for a showroom. We don't know if we're gonna go through with that quite yet. So we're just gonna leave the second floor as storage at the moment. But all this parking is essentially what we wanted.
Okay. Thanks, and this all passes code and everything else?
You went to planning
Yeah,
board,
we're
it was
done.
approved with planning board?
Yeah, zoning, engineering, I'm
Yeah.
done.
Was all done?
Are you Brian?
Yes.
Are you matching styles of other windows on the other sides of the buildings?
Those windows are old, so most likely these are gonna be new.
Same
Open.
kind of proportions though?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Wood, metal,
Probably
Fake
aluminum
stucco.
clad.
fixed, operable? We're just trying to visualize, I guess.
I don't really know if I want them to open, to be honest. Second floor would open, first floor, I don't believe I'll make them open. That is a shot behind it inside.
So this looks like a double hung, is that meant to be taken literally or not?
That would be, those will be open, that's the second floor, that's a part of whatever we tend to use that space for, which we haven't decided yet.
So they're pretty high, right? They start at what, like 5 feet or something?
There's no math on that, but I would assume they're gonna be at least the bottom of the window 4 feet off the
Yeah.
bottom of the ground.
You've got a scale person there, so. So they're not for people to see and it's just for light, it's not
Correct.
for use?
Mhm.
So are these existing
Yes,
double hung windows?
yes.
Okay. I see there's the new.
You need to look and see if anything else is new, is there existing, it's
No,
just,
it's just,
the fence for the condensers.
light sconces.
So do they all, I can't see that one, do they all align with, at the top?
More or less, it looks to me
They seem to,
that this
yeah.
black line is the same, I don't know if it's literally the same or not. Because I don't know if the interior construction matches either.
Yeah,
It might be
just that they're
a
so,
little bit off.
Has this architect come by before here?
Who's the architect?
Michael Gallen.
Some Pleasantville and stuff.
oh, Gown Dealer,
Mhm.
yeah,
You know them?
I know of them. Yeah, nice work.
I mean, they're missing all the photographs, the drawings aren't that great, but you know, it's pretty straightforward.
All right, do we need, I always wonder if we need a note that says all work is limited to the front facade, just as a, because it's incomplete, are you guys comfortable?
I'm comfortable with it, I mean,
Yeah.
it's, we understand it's the firehouse and they're infilling the doors. But, you know, just want the architect to know he's gotta do better next time.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
approved?
Okay. Thank you very
Good
much.
luck.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, I've seen it also, we do nice work, and I think that they, one of them just like that,
Some more of it?
yeah.
Yeah.
work? Did the town have to dispose of that, to go through some public bidding, or is the fire department different in the town?
I'm not sure, that's a planning board thing.
Good evening.
Hi.
It is Steve Tavalacci, Tavo Development.
Hi, can we join?
Sure.
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 Are you homeowners of this or
Hi,
a
I'm
neighbor?
Steve Tavalacci.
Hi, Steve, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Jenna Bloomgarden.
Hi, how are you? Are you next door?
Next door.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm
Hi.
across.
And you're across, okay, great.
No, neighbors, okay.
Oh,
Do you have a pen?
Let me get one.
Here, I have a pencil. You could just
You want
write
a
your
more
names down?
formal introduction? I'm Robert.
Just for the record, I just need to have it.
Yeah, I'm Robert
Name and
Colby, I'm
address.
president of the homeowners association, what that does.
Okay.
But, and we're both homeowners.
Jenna Bloomgarden. I'm also on the board of the homeowner association and next door neighbor. So
How big is the HOA?
Six.
There's
Just
six
those houses there?
Six houses, so six.
Oh, the subdivision? Did you build all the houses?
Not in that subdivision.
No. These are neighbors? These are neighbors?
Those are the neighbors, yes.
Just curious, did you ever receive an email I sent to Sabrina? A while back, I think it was probably, it was May 14th, 2019, just generally stating our eagerness to have the property developed, but also our concerns about making sure it's consistent with the architectural aesthetics of the street, which is of high value to us. You know, we all have slightly different architectural features in each of our houses. We don't obviously expect uniformity, and we don't want it in terms of the development of the properties on the site. But there is a sort of a common link that links all of the homes in the community, which is an asset. And for example, the natural look of the cedar shingles.
You know, Mr., I don't recall, but why don't we list, I'd like to hear the presentation, and then we'll give you guys a
Absolutely,
chance to
absolutely.
say whatever you guys want.
Absolutely.
All right, so we have a new house that's gonna be put on an existing foundation. We're not changing the footprint. There's a small little bump out in the front that we're changing. I think it's like a 4-foot by 10-foot.
What happened to the house over there?
That it burned down. So there was a big fire there, so it burned down. They took the house down to the ground, so there's an existing foundation there now. And we're gonna build on top of it. So the house is gonna be about 6,400 square foot, with a screened-in porch, first and second floor only. And then we're gonna do the basement, we're gonna have the 5th bedroom, because it's a 5-bedroom septic, with its own bathroom for an au pair or whoever.
Is this a spec house, right?
This is a spec house. And we're doing cedar shake on the outside. We're gonna do an asphalt roof. And it's a quite large house for the neighborhood. Similar to the houses I did on Heathcote Drive. I did 2, number 19 and number 23. And that's really it.
Take a look.
Yeah.
And how does the size of the house compare to the neighbor? Square footage?
Yeah, it's right there. I don't know.
So what was the old house? It was about the same size?
I think the old house might have been a little bigger.
Okay.
Might have been a couple of 100 square feet bigger, but more or less, yeah, more or less the same. 5-bedroom septic, so we're gonna have 5 bedrooms. It's a great floor plan, very open, great feel.
Is it traditional elements as opposed to modern?
Yeah, you know, we have some, I wanted a lot of big light in this house because I wanted to capture the backyard, which is so beautiful, because there's that existing pool.
Right.
So we have a lot of big windows in the house. You know, it's clean, you know. But we are gonna do cedar shake for
Cedar
the siding.
Siding, it'll be natural cedar shake, it's not gonna be painted or?
I don't know yet. I was thinking of painting it. I didn't want to do natural.
It is a plus in the area.
What?
It is it's the consistency of the cedar shake throughout. We've had comments from our neighbors that like the look, sort of Cape Coddish type
Yeah.
look of it. And
Well, that's what I
originally my house was designed
Which one was?
to be white as well, and we all decided that the natural look is better, I think for everyone, and so that would be a nice factor to have. And the roof, you said is gonna be a regular roof?
Yeah, it's gonna be an asphalt roof.
How
No,
many
I-
houses have?
We all have cedar roofs,
Except number 6.
except number 6.
Which is across.
If you have a roof like number 6, with that quality and that look, I mean, I personally think that roof looks fine.
Okay, good.
But a normal,
Well, maybe you're thinking of like a 3-tab. This is, an architectural shingle.
Yeah.
It's either gonna be a black or a charcoal. I'm not gonna do a blue. I'm not gonna do a white.
yeah,
I did a bunch of houses. The one on Ludlow I just did, that was a charcoal asphalt roof.
What color is the number 6?
6, I don't know the exact color, but it's more like a
Yeah.
yeah, that's 6.
I mean, 6 looks like the
It
natural
looks
of
like a
all
natural
ours.
cedar shingle
White,
roof.
white,
This is-
white would clearly stand out, to
Yeah.
be quite honest.
Yeah.
Let's just call a spade a spade here.
Yeah. The natural look of the roof is consistent with ours, and he decided the natural roof for, I don't know what the reasons were, but it's consistent, I thought it looked fine.
And the Carol Kurth, the architect of all of the homes, including number 6, the whole design was to maintain the character and pay homage to the actual Sutton farmhouse, the original farm and the farm. So we all have a farmhouse feel. That's, was in all the marketing points. So that was kind of what the community that we bought into. And,
Who was
yeah,
that?
to maintain.
Carol Kurth?
Carol
Carol
Kurth did it.
Kurth,
She
yeah.
did all 6.
Did
Same
Fortune build
built-
it? Who built it?
Yeah, Fortune built all
Fortune Home
5.
built-
He did, they actually didn't do the farmhouse. Another builder
They built the farmhouse.
built it, they
with-
sold the plants.
with
I was the last house to move in
And
and
those
I
houses were
still
built
maintain.
about 13 years ago?
14 years.
Yeah, well, I'm the
14.
last to move in and I'll be 11 years this year. They're all amazing
2005,
quality houses and I
2006.
still talk to Fortune on a regular basis, like that.
Yeah, I know, Joe.
They built my house for full disclosure.
Are you and hers go?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not in North
What does it say for the base?
It's fieldstone.
Yeah, we did build them on the front and back.
Is there a reason you did somewhat of a different vernacular?
I don't wanna do the same thing. I try and go out of the box a little bit. My homes are a little different. And that's kind of what we've been building the last, 5-7 years. And they sell. I didn't wanna stay with the traditional, because that's not really what I built.
And where are you in the subdivision in the ring?
I'm the first one on the right as you come in.
It's the one if you're coming up Whippoorwill, like you see that house, you don't really see that.
Well, it's set back.
No, but you see it coming up there, as someone who drives it every day, like that's what you see. Whether that's good or bad.
So what are you thinking for like trim and railings and?
Yeah, we're gonna do, all AZEK, PVC, maintenance-free stuff. It's all gonna be painted white. Railing's gonna be your traditional, up and down railings, 2x2 spindles.
So not what's shown here, that looks like.
That looks like cable.
Oh, he's got key, yeah, I would probably, if you guys don't, I would change that, I kinda like that look, but,
What is it, I'm sorry,
that's in the back of the house.
Yeah,
There's another
the note that he says doesn't match the drawing.
What does it say?
It says guardrail at 36 inches and spindles at 4 inches on center.
Yeah, so, we've been turning we've been going horizontal with like a heavy AZEK, painted white. which is really nice, so maybe that's what he was going for. Not like a cable system. Actually,
Yeah, it looks like, it's, yeah, it's good. It looks like a cable system.
okay. So yeah, I would definitely change that. I wouldn't do the cable.
This cable PE metal.
Who's the
Metal,
architect?
the steel.
Oh, yeah,
Taylor
yeah.
Wentz out of Bedford Village.
Wood
He's
is,
done a lot of stuff. He's done 4 or 5 of my houses. But it's a great house, it's clean.
that's the back.
This is the back? You see the front?
The window vernacular changed a little bit from the front to the back, the much larger lights on the front, seems like.
On the back.
Yeah.
And as you enter, you know, we designed it so it's front to back. So when you open the door, you can see right out the back. So we wanted to capture, you know, that look, because the backyard is spectacular.
That's it, alright.
I'm thinking.
I'll start again, like, you do beautiful work, I
Thank
know
you.
your stuff is beautiful, he's a very
Thank you so
talented
much.
architect. But actually, I do have some sensitivity to the homeowners in the neighborhood
Yeah,
that's got such
definitely.
consistency. Doesn't mean this isn't beautiful, but maybe it's not the most appropriate for this neighborhood. Especially when it's a spec house and obviously you wanna sell it and you wanna do something
Right.
that's gonna be marketable and sellable, but it would be different if someone was sitting next to you and I want this, that's what I want, that's my
Right.
dream. Maybe you can be a little more flexible to blend into the neighborhood, would be my thought.
Yeah, and I think the neighbors and the fact that it's a homeowners, it's an HOA, and that we do have to respond to the value of what you're doing aesthetically, affecting what's around them, especially in the surrounding area. I think this is going a bit too far away from what the neighbors are, and that's our purview, that's what we care about. And
Okay. So tell me what you guys are thinking, more of like a traditional cut of the windows? As far as the gables, I think.
That was my first 2 comments when I looked at it, was
Okay.
it lacks a level of detail compared to the rest of them, but I don't know where that line is more than this, but
Okay.
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure to the point. I mean, it's just a matter of, I think you're gonna have to see it.
Yeah, what are they have like 6/6?
And then the windows were my second concern, would be the windows are a lot of them are 6/6 and 8/8 even, I think,
Okay.
a few of them,
Yeah, I mean, they're
right?
different, yeah, they're all different, like, actually
So-
R2 are more colonial, so a little less
Right.
curvy, you know,
But
again.
there's a modern look to that, those windows,
Yeah, okay.
Some of it's even the roof, I mean, the roof,
Yeah.
it's got this one big cat of a roof, and these are all broken up into more layers.
right.
What's the program behind those two big ones there? Yeah.
Is it a great room?
Yeah, that's
Two-story great
the,
room?
I think that's the back staircase going up, so that's all open. You know, it's a 2-story, you know,
Do these houses have two-story spaces? Cause they're not, at least on the front elevation, it doesn't show it.
Some do, yeah.
Two-story spaces, meaning,
Well, this
Yeah.
looks like a big volume, so if you do
Oh,
a
yeah.
big
The,
volume and
the
you wanna
house
do
that
that,
burned
makes
down
sense.
did have a big open
atrium,
staircase.
yeah, open
Yeah.
staircase, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have a two-story entry hall that goes straight up to the roof. But other than that, and a couple of our houses have the see-through foyer or the see-through to the back.
That one did,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
and that had the big open in the back.
yes.
It's
Yeah,
like-
I was in it once the fire.
Oh, really, yeah,
Yeah.
they had, that's very pretty.
Yeah, I think maybe you wanna like kind of pick your moments with those windows, like you talked about the front entryway and being kind of seeing through, and that seems maybe not exactly that style, but like that amount of glass seems appropriate there.
On the back, or
Or-
on the front?
Well, in that front area.
Okay, yeah.
And then, you know, if you wanted to keep something with the double height for the two-story space, I don't know if you need to, but if that's a feature, then maybe the rest of the windows kind of start to match what's
Okay.
happening in the back.
Yeah, that's a
And-
good idea.
Yeah, I think what's jarring about the front is that you've got, your lights are these horizontal rectangles where, you know, maybe you could still stick with the modern touch that you're looking for, but by maybe just doing a larger scale of a divided light.
Okay,
I mean, it just looks too modern. It actually, I don't even know if it fits the house to me,
Yeah, the shingle
It's-
kind of.
yeah.
well, I wanted to keep the shape, as, per the neighborhood. I didn't wanna do a hardy plank, a horizontal
Sure.
side.
I mean, the back looks a bit more interesting than the front, because you've got some cuts in the roof
Right.
line, and you've got a couple gables going on, and you can see a lot of different massing going on, but the front just looks like a large gable with
Right.
a-
Yeah, the roof has a lot to do with it, they got this big vast.
Yeah,
These
that's
houses,
kind of, but that's sort of small in this.
What do you guys have for railing?
So do you think maybe we take one of these shed dormers and maybe put it in the center?
Just from the.
To break this up, or are you guys okay
Well,
with?
break
We'll break it up.
You wanna break it up?
Larger, this is
Yeah.
kind
See a little
of,
bit
it's nice,
back
but it's
here.
small, it's kind of.
That does look like.
Yeah, those are all wood,
Right.
I mean, just repainted my house last month.
Yeah, and I think there's also, there's kind of a balance between window and siding, and I think, most of these houses don't have these massive areas of just siding without some sort of break in decoration or windows.
Even ornamental windows in a couple spots, it looks like even
Yeah.
ornamental,
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
it's not
I
really
think
no
the challenge is to, get that modern touch that you want, but I
Right.
think you gotta stay within, the kind of the language that's been kind of established in this area, and, I think the windows, the division of the windows,
The light cuts.
The trim, having a
the
trim.
massing of the front facade,
Well, do you like the front facade as far as the gables, the way that we turned like we did the board and bat on these gables, the siding?
I mean, that takes away, that adds some interest to it, but I think there's more to the massing of the building. I mean, if you see these buildings, there's, gables, and then it's almost as if, let me just take a look again. No, it's okay.
See, I think a good point is maybe we put another shed dormer up in this here to break up this roof line.
I don't know if it's more than that. What I'm reading from, and this is the first time I've looked at these, is that, I think there's the farmhouse, the history of a farmhouse is that it started as one thing and then it grew over time, over the centuries, and then so you've got this building that has all sorts of masses growing around it, and I think that's what you see here. I mean, you can almost envision that was the original house. Even though
Yeah,
it
there's
wasn't,
so
it's
many
just, it's just kind of the
additions,
narrative,
additions.
it's kind of the narrative I see in this. This was built and then these things were added on, and it's,
The stone was even, I know for a fact the stone was like done to match the original stone of the farmhouse. There's
Yeah.
original beams in some of our houses that they salvaged
So,
from the
I-
farm. Like they really kept the whole,
Farm
the
looking.
farm looking, farm peel, and they really, I mean, I know there were,
I think you have an interesting foundation, but I don't think it translates into the massing. And I think the massing has to reflect, what a farmhouse would look like that grew over time. And I think that's what's captured in all these houses that's not captured in this one.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Because it seems like, you do have a little bit of, push and pull on the front elevation,
Right.
but then the roof just kind of captures the whole thing at once, so you lose what you're doing, like
Right.
moving things out of plane.
You don't have a picture of the house that burned down, do you?
No, you guys have that?
I could get you one.
No.
Yeah, we can get,
Yeah.
I actually have the original floor plan of hers in mine.
I just I didn't wanna build exactly what the other house is. I wanted to create, what's now. So I'm trying to do it a little different, but I totally get the light cuts, to go back to maybe like a 4/4 or like a 6/, I don't know about 6/6, but,
It shouldn't look as jarring, I mean, it doesn't have to be
yeah,
spit
right,
image,
it doesn't
but
have to be,
but it shouldn't be
these
jarring,
big,
yeah.
right.
It shouldn't be obvious that that's the one that burned down usually.
Right. But as far as the roof, we're gonna do an asphalt roof. As long as you guys are okay with that. I didn't wanna do a cedar roof. I wanted to stick with, and if I do have a buyer and somebody wanted a cedar roof, I would option that to them. But right now, I wanna do an asphalt roof.
And is there any others that have asphalt?
Well, yeah, the one.
Maybe.
One across.
Just, 6.
Number
One-
6.
the
Yeah, he
actual
said
one.
next
And then
They're
next
okay with
door, if you're facing the one of the Nicholsons, they have there's a road that separates it, but they're asphalt.
Do you know what kind of shingle that's on
I think it's an architectural GAF, Timberline.
What, the
Okay.
Nicholsons?
No, the
Oh.
historic one.
Historic one.
I can,
Yeah,
the Nicholsons, I think is like,
That's like a 1940s
yeah,
house.
that's
Yeah,
like
so
a
it-
3
It
tab.
has a lot of
No, the one on the.
shadows on it.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Six.
It's charcoal.
I don't know,
Or is it
Bob,
brown?
I just swing around the back.
Yeah,
is that like a charcoal or a black?
Yes,
Yes.
it's definitely, it looks like
But this looks so
the
flat
cedar
with
shingle
it. It's
everyone
not.
ages.
Some of
Okay,
it
so
might be-
I think
some of it might be
there's ins and
described.
outs, yeah.
Some of it might be the presentation of the graphic itself.
Right,
not
from the
as much
computer,
of the
right.
design.
Just the level of deep, I mean, just
Yeah, yeah, it does,
detail
yeah.
that you could.
It has,
There's
that
one-
pops
A little
out.
bit more level of detail maybe helps
Yeah,
that.
they all-
Well, if you guys look at the existing foundation that we're using, you know, you see how it all goes in and out.
But it doesn't
So it's
read
not a
that way.
flat, it doesn't look, because maybe the way the computer, you know, drew it that way, but that
But I don't-
foundation has a lot of ins and outs.
Yeah, but I don't see that on this one.
It
This
kinda
looks straight,
stops.
right?
Yeah.
Well, if you go to the foundation plan, you
But
should
you're
probably.
straightening.
I have to, I'm staying with this foundation except for these small little bump outs that he wanted to straighten up.
Those would be-
Who's he? Dave?
I say, yeah.
Well, but, yeah, you're straight, well,
Yeah, he did.
right, so you're straight, you're taking away some of the job.
Well, you go to the,
This
yeah.
is straight,
But your roof plan, it looks like there's a good opportunity with that one dormer in there to kind of pop it out a little bit in that stair area.
and some of it are like, you know, the corners to make them different, make them a different color material. and
Yeah.
Give some articulation richness. So give some thought to how you can, you know, fit in better.
Yeah, okay. You know, I think what we talked about, you know, the light cuts, maybe put a shed dormer on that main part.
I think it's more than that. I mean, I'm talking about the massing of it is not right. So just changing those few things is not gonna be enough. I think the massing of the house has to change on the front. It's just too.
Like you wanna change the roof?
The you know, the massing by, I mean, just the pieces, like you've got the front entrance, you've got the main body.
Okay,
That's how I would describe yours, but if I looked at one of these houses, I see, you know, this mass here, I see this connecting mass, I see that mass, and then I see another mass growing out of it. There's a lot more richness in just this one than there is in that. So, and I think part of it is because you flattened out the foundation. So, you know, if Teo was here and I said massing, he would know what I mean.
okay,
And he's very talented, I know he's good, so
Yeah.
he would get it, but,
You know, breaking up the box so it doesn't feel like a simple box.
right.
Yeah, cause these ones, you know, that
Collection of components.
that have that piece, it's kind of tempered by the side pieces and a lot of other things going on.
Right.
So I don't think we're telling you to change your foundation.
Yeah, no, I-
You can
yeah.
certainly should be able to work within it because the original house had it, you know.
Absolutely. But again, you guys are okay with the asphalt roof, the cedar shake siding, that you're okay with, and we just gotta play with the massing.
Yeah,
and-
but your roof plan says cedar shingles on the roof.
Well, that's a really, everything should
Cedar
be,
shingle.
yeah, see, this should be
Cedar
all
sound
asphalt.
red cedar.
That's all supposed to be asphalt, this might have been the wrong one.
So September 4th.
September 4th would be the next one? Okay. Is that the date kids go back to school?
We also like to stay with the natural siding instead of having it white.
You know, again, I don't, if I have a buyer and they want that natural, then I'm totally okay with it. But, I wanna have the option to give it my own color if I want to. But I definitely would if I do have a premature buyer, or a buyer in the beginning, and nothing is ordered, I would definitely push them towards a natural.
Is every house natural, or is
Yes, every house
every
is
single
natural.
one?
I'll be honest, I just repainted my house, and part of me was like, I should go white, do something, and I didn't, because it's the character of the
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Well, you
literally.
stain your sheet,
Oh,
right?
stained,
It's
yeah,
stained.
stained.
Yeah, so
So there is a little
there's
bit of color to it.
Oh, absolutely,
There is a
there's a natural stain that, I don't know what it is, but it's, it's,
I mean, there's no homeowner's rules, right, telling you you gotta use
No.
a stain.
no, not
So
on-
you use a transparent stain or translucent stain that has some color to it.
Yeah,
all within the
So
bounds.
I would, I respect that they wanna do something a little different, but I think it's gotta be a subtle colored stain to it. Definitely not opaque. To stick with, to kind of mitigate the difference between it, but still to set you apart.
I think so too, I don't think it should be so jarring, I mean, you did buy into a collection of a neighborhood that's been designed together.
So, like a stain of, like what
Like a white
colors,
wash?
like yeah, like, right,
I think there has to be a range within
Yeah.
within the characteristic of the neighborhood.
Right, well, but everybody draws that line in a different place, so,
yeah.
I guess you're
I
looking
mean,
for some guidance on that.
it's,
Yeah.
to me, it sounds like you wanna do opaque white from the beginning, which I don't think is right.
Well,
I think,
you know-
I think if you do, the stains that have a little bit of pigment in them, you can get some of that white, so it does look like a whitewash, but you still see the natural cedar behind it. I think that's a nod to keeping with what the neighbors have. It's not gonna be dark brown like that.
Yeah, I don't wanna do
Right.
that.
But it will be something different. And that, I think, we'd like to see what, you or Teo comes up with from different manufacturers that,
Maybe bring a sample in or something.
Right.
Maybe bring a sample of, what this is, and we can just look at the two.
Yeah. Well, Jen, you have the color of what you just did your house, correct?
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
I'll
you
look it
let me
up,
know.
yeah.
Can you share that?
I still have, yeah.
is it
I-
opaque?
I had to go semi-translucent, I think. Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
we're doing ours in the folder.
Yeah, I actually love how mine turned out. I turned orange last night.
Let's look at yours.
And then
first.
over time, you can't go, I would go lighter if I could, but you can't, the way it's just
Right.
changing, it's the cedar, so you
Yeah.
can't go any lighter.
But no, maybe we could come up with some type of whitewash, some type of, well, I'll talk to Taylor.
Okay. September 4th.
Thank you.
Okay.
I don't know when the kids start school. I know mine start Tuesday.
When is the fourth? That's one, so they must have,
Mine start Tuesday.
yeah, ours start Tuesday too.
Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Wednesday.
What is it? Next weekend?
Wednesday the 4th, September 4th, in 2 weeks.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, guys, thanks so much. Have a good night.
Yep.
Thanks, bye.
That's it.
I thought I saw something that walked on some old farmhouse and treated it around.
But what do they, so it's a private road that they pay into it to get it?
I don't know if it's private or public, but there must be certain rules that everybody has to live by.
It just suddenly dawned on me, how do you start it all? It's just suspicious.
Oh, well, fire does, usually
Yeah,
have that.
yeah.
Templates you can get online and stuff.
You can come and sit
I
right
mean,
here.
it's not that complicated.
Okay.
Just have to decide how strict you
Yeah.
want to know today.
Well,
So
I'm
we
David
have the
Reisner.
plans.
I'm the homeowner. Yeah. David Reisner, so, yeah, I'm not sure how this goes, if you need me to,
So what happened, did you do some construction without getting approvals?
yeah, well, I mean, the construction I was doing had been approved by the previous owner, and I was really just kind of finishing the house and everything.
The
You know,
previous owner had permitted plans, or?
yeah, I believe so, I'm pretty sure they were permitted, last time I checked here, I did bring some copies of what I just had lying around the house and everything.
Okay.
But yeah, there were permitted plans for this porch addition and everything, so the only thing I,
Exactly what was on the drawings.
yeah, the only thing I modified was he had a little bit of like a turret roof at one end, which I just didn't like the design, so I didn't include that. But, you know, we built it to the same specs, you know, footings and such.
Did you find records of that? You ready
Do
to
you know
look?
anything about this one? Okay. All I know is it's an as-built, work that they were doing, and I don't know as to what was approved in the past. I don't know if you have an approved set of plans with you, stamped approved from the builder, from the
I have
building
to check,
department?
yeah, I'd have to go through your records and, you know, at some point find it.
So I don't know if these were approved plans
Okay, that's
for
probably
work to be complete, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he had an open permit with the town, I think it was from 2008 to 2010, and the person who actually was building it passed away in the process, so that's why everything just stopped.
So work started on the porch?
Work had not started on the porch, but in that permit, it was exterior for roofing, porch, sunroom, it was a whole, you know, he rebuilt the whole house.
Right.
So, you know, if you look at the pictures from the house, I mean, it's almost clear that it's lacking a porch, you know, what was there prior. It just seems like there was like a void to getting to the front door, back door, and, you know.
Now, why don't we start with looking at the pictures of the house and the design, and if
Yeah, sure.
for some reason we think it's terrific and like it, maybe like it simple, and if not, then maybe we.
I mean, this is a rear picture of the house that's existing right now with the new modified porch.
It's on Campfire Road, oh.
Yeah. And this is all in the back of the house, it's not visible from the street or anything. Not that that really matters, but it's not in the public eye.
Is that a slate roof?
The main structure is a slate roof, I'm proposing to put a copper ceiling seam roof on the,
So is this in progress, is construction in progress?
yeah, well, you guys came out, not you, but the building inspector came out July
Okay.
2nd.
I don't know anything, but just trying
Yeah,
to get a story.
put a stop order on the work, so, you know, I've stopped
Somebody
every.
called the town and.
Someone must have called and complained about, you know, okay, that seems like it was a neighbor, because it was a visual complaint, so.
Okay.
This is just a side picture.
A lot of big, nice log cabin. And then probably
Here's
some
another.
beautiful-
Are you
beautiful
actually
house.
doing the work?
Yeah, I'm a contractor myself, I'm a roofing contractor, so I have, you know, my guys helping me on the side and everything, and then one of my project managers overseeing as well. Here's a front of the house that you would see from the street. These are two other side views of home.
And this is the new terrace that you've built already? Is this?
Correct, yeah, the second floor was existing, I just, you know, we put new rails and I changed the roof, that was part of
Okay,
why this kind of
yeah, I don't
evolved.
know. You gotta tell me.
Yeah, so if you wanna, so this second floor was existing, I had put a new roof, that's sort of how this kind of all evolved, cause I had a leak in that area. So I put a new roof on that porch, you know, it's new railings. This part of the house had an existing deck, it just didn't wrap around to the front. So all that existing decking I was planning on replacing, and once we started ripping boards up, all the beams and everything just totally shot underneath it, it was just done poorly, I think it was done temporarily, in all honesty, from the previous owner. You know, so I was really planning on replacing all that, and then it kind of just got carried away and continued on with it, and, you know, made a project out of it. But essentially, in terms of what is new, is the whole face of the front side of it there. So, you know, this was existing, it's just rebuilt.
Are there any existing railings in that house that matches or doesn't match with?
That's the same style as the railings, you know, that were there. You know, so unfortunately, I don't have any old pictures of the house.
I'm sorry, so then the open permit had this
Yeah, wraparound,
big wraparound porch?
yeah, the
Okay.
open permit from 2000, I mean, these were the plans that
Okay.
the town received to get the open permit.
In terms of the house, not doing any work to the facade or the windows or anything, it's just.
I haven't touched a window or doors, or it's just the porch itself and the structure, yes, I'm not moving windows or
Oh,
doors.
and that's what you're saying, you
This is
didn't
the
destroy it.
2008 plans that the town had at one point given, you know, permitting for, so it does you know, the only thing I did not do is I just didn't like the design of that turret with the skylight in the middle of it.
So that's here.
Yeah, that would be over there.
So you just didn't do anything?
I just eliminate that from here.
Architects of North Carolina.
Yeah, the old builder was a family engineer for his family's bridge company, so I don't know if he had relations with a North Carolina, you know, architect or something, he went in-house or something. This is just the front of my house from sort of midway of my driveway, so just to show that it's really sort of in the woods. And
So will you be painting or staining the finished porch
The-
to match the
I'm gonna
house,
be
or-
staining it maybe slightly darker than natural, but I'm just staining it just so I don't have borer bees attacking my house and just to preserve the wood and everything, but I'm trying to keep a natural look to the wood, so.
Different from what's up here?
Yeah, actually what was up there just got a lot darker in the last 2 years. When I purchased the house, I don't know if they had power washed it or something, but that got just dark and dark, you know, it's just cedar siding, so, you know, it has changed over the years. But, I mean, in the future, I do plan on power washing the whole exterior and just, you know, restaining it to,
Yeah, 'cause there's a
probably a
big
little bit later.
contrast.
So when did you acquire the house?
I think it was 2017. This is just a picture of my neighbor's house. If you're looking at the back to the right side of it, just to kind of show you that, you know, it's not a clear line of sight, there's plenty of woods in between. And I actually planted over 25 Norway spruces for him to try to lighten up the area, because before it was just covered in debris from the old owner and all that stuff. I did print out an aerial shot just so you can, I don't know if anyone has a pen, I can circle my house is that structure right there.
And I think it looks nice. I think the biggest thing to me is how much of a contrast there is between
The color, I mean, the
colors,
cedar within a year is gonna turn a brown. I mean,
Grayish,
like
yeah.
a gray, and then it'll turn, you know, darker and darker.
Mhm.
I mean, that cedar siding has been on the house since 2008. I mean, that's all new cedar siding. The windows are from
You know, about
2008.
the windows. Did you do that or that?
No, I did not. If I
Did
did,
they
I'd.
match? It almost seems like they
I'd
did.
lift them off the window, I'd lift them off the roof if I had done it.
Did they match in color?
Did what matching color?
Did the window frames match your new railings? It looks almost like they did.
No. No, the window frames are stained. I mean, there's definitely a stain on it. The railings right now are,
It's like a red.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the railings right now and everything, it's just natural cedar. I haven't touched it or stained it, so.
I mean, I think, it's eventually gonna look, it's gonna be toned down, the contrast isn't gonna be that jarring.
And then you said you're doing copper standing. the same
I'm doing a
roof?
copper standing seam roof, yeah.
So that'll patina.
That'll eventually, within 6 months, it'll start to turn like a bronzish, and it'll continue to fade and.
You're doing
I'd say-
a true copper standing seam?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it'll be like a 2-inch standing seam, 16-inch panels.
It's nice. It's nice.
Okay. Just that the rules of town are when you want to do construction, you have to go to the building.
No, I don't, yeah, no, I think given the fines I paid, I definitely will next time, so.
But being that it looks nice, I think you're okay.
Yeah, okay, all right, I appreciate that.
Are you doing the roof at Nokasco Childcare Center?
For the chocolate, yeah, I am, I think we're doing on the 29th, and,
Okay.
yeah, next Friday and Saturday we'll be over there doing 2 big sections.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
sorry.
right. I did the opposite, I did the
Don't worry,
opposite.
I think you'll deal with it.
Yeah,
I was actually just in town doing the community center for you guys last time.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, you were, yeah.
You're all set, so this will be this moment.
Okay, so Tom will let me know if I can move forward. Okay.
Yep.
Alright, sounds good. Alright, I appreciate everyone, sorry to hold you up tonight.
Yeah, that's
Appreciate
okay.
this time, so.
Thank you.
Alright,
Good night.
alright.
Yeah. you.
Alright, take care.
Bye-bye.
Last somebody,
So there's no expiration date on permits?
that's true.
Permits are good for 1
1
year.
year,
You can renew it, you know, every 6 months.
What about an ARB approval, that's not really a permit.
I mean, I've never been
Just
asked
curious,
that question, yeah, I don't know.
Well, if as long as they make it look like what we approved 6 years ago, then we shouldn't have a problem, right? Unless our
Fashion-
Same
fashion
members.
change. Members change, you know,
Yeah.
it's true actually.
My igloo phase is gone.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Thank God.